Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Triple H had something to tell Jey Uso after his huge moment on WWE Raw this week. The chief content officer shared an emotional message on social media. On Raw, Jey Uso defeated Braun Breaker, bringing his title reign to an end at 51 days. He won the Intercontinental title after having qualified for the match by defeating several other stars. Jey Uso got the win he had been waiting for after so many years of competing in the company, making it his first singles title win throughout his 14-year-long career. Triple H was waiting at the back when he finally got there and had only good things to share for the star. He sent an emotional message saying that Jey was the embodiment of hard work paying off and called him an all-time great as well. He then went on to congratulate Jey on the win. The embodiment of hard work paying off is the main event Jey at WWE Usos. An all-time great in the tag team division, and now has won one of the most historic championships in our business. Congratulations, Jey, YEET. Hashtag WWE Raw, wrote Triple H. Now that he's done it, it remains to be seen if he defends it against Breaker in a rematch or not, and if so, what happens next. Triple H stood backstage, watching the main event of WWE SmackDown unfold on the monitor with keen anticipation. Jey Uso, one of the most resilient members of the Anoa'i family, had clawed his way to an Intercontinental Championship match. It had been a roller coaster of emotions, from the explosive fallout with the Bloodline to his climb to singles stardom. Now, the moment of truth arrived as Jey stared down his opponent, the reigning champion, Gunther, in the center of the ring. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Gunther had been an immovable force, a dominant champion who had bulldozed through every challenger. But Jey, main event Jey as fans and peers affectionately dubbed him, had momentum on his side, driven by a mix of vengeance, pride, and the desire to cement his legacy outside the shadow of his cousin, Roman Reigns. As the bell rang to signify the start of the match, the energy in the arena was electric. Triple H stood silently backstage, feeling the intensity in the air. Jey's journey had been close to Hunter's heart. He remembered the quiet conversations they'd had in the aftermath of his breakup with the Bloodline. Jey had been torn, his identity fractured between family loyalty and personal ambition. "I just don't know if I can carry it all," Jey had admitted one night, standing in the empty performance center, the echoes of the arena still ringing in their ears. "You've been carrying it longer than you realize," Triple H had said. "It's time the world sees what you're capable of." The road to this moment had been riddled with obstacles, not the least of which was Jey's internal struggle to believe in himself without Roman Reigns dictating his every move. But tonight, as Jey traded blows with Gunther, it became evident to everyone watching that the former tag team specialist had transcended his former role. The match was brutal. Gunther, known for his hard-hitting style, delivered vicious chops and slams that reverberated through the arena. Every blow seemed to send shockwaves through Jey's body, and there were moments when it looked as if the battle was slipping from his grasp. But Jey was no stranger to pain. Every chop, every suplex, seemed to ignite something deeper within him, a fire that had been burning ever since he'd walked away from Roman and the family. With every kick out, Jey defied the odds. The crowd rallied behind him, chanting his name with fervor. And somewhere, far from the ring, Triple H couldn't help but feel pride welling up inside him. Jey's resilience reminded him of his own journey, the battles he fought both in and out of the ring, the pressure of living up to family expectations, and the desire to carve his own path. He saw in Jey the same grit that had driven him to success, and it stirred something deeply emotional within him. In the final moments of the match, Jey dodged Gunther's finishing move and countered with a superkick, followed by a splash from the top rope. The crowd erupted, the thunderous count of 1, 2, 3, marking Jey's first singles title victory. He was the new Intercontinental Champion. Backstage, the locker room exploded with cheers and applause. Superstars gathered around the monitor, celebrating Jey's triumph. But in one corner, Triple H stood apart, a mix of pride and emotion washing over him. He knew how much this meant, not just for Jey, but for the entire lineage of the Anoa'i family and for the future of WWE. After the match, Jey hoisted the Intercontinental Championship high above his head, tears in his eyes. He pointed to the sky, dedicating the victory to his late brother, Jey Uso, and to all those who had supported him through his trials. It was a moment of redemption, of validation. As Jey made his way backstage, clutching the title, he was met by his fellow wrestlers, each offering congratulations. But it was Triple H who waited at the end of the hallway, leaning against the wall, arms crossed. Jey stopped when he saw him, the weight of the moment sinking in. Hunter stepped forward, extending his hand. But Jey, overwhelmed with emotion, bypassed the handshake and embraced Triple H in a hug. "You did it, man," Triple H said, his voice thick with emotion. "You proved it to everyone, and most importantly, to yourself." Jey pulled back, wiping the sweat and tears from his face. "I couldn't have done it without you, Hunter. You believed in me when no one else did." Triple H shook his head. "I didn't do anything but open the door. You walked through it. You're the one who fought for this, every step of the way." For a moment, there was silence as the two men stood there, sharing an unspoken understanding of the journey that had led to this night. Triple H had been in Jey's corner since the beginning of his singles run, guiding him through the tumultuous aftermath of the Bloodline's implosion, helping him navigate the tricky waters of being both a solo competitor and a representative of one of wrestling's most famous families. "This is just the beginning," Triple H said quietly. "You've earned your place in the history books. Now, it's up to you to write the next chapter." Jey nodded, clutching the Intercontinental title a little tighter. "I will. I promise." Before Jey could walk away, Triple H placed a hand on his shoulder. "I'm proud of you, Jey. I know how much this means. And don't ever forget, you've got the whole world watching now." With that, Jey turned and walked down the hallway, his championship gleaming under the lights. Triple H watched him go, a wave of emotion washing over him. In Jey's victory, he saw more than just a title win. He saw a man who had defied the odds, who had overcome his own demons, and who now stood as a symbol of perseverance. Later that night, Triple H took to social media, posting a heartfelt message that encapsulated everything he felt in that moment. There are few things more rewarding than watching someone fight for their dreams and finally reach the mountaintop. Jey Uso, you earned this. The world is yours now. #ANDNEW #proud #main event Jey ***. The post went viral, fans pouring out their love and support for Jey. But for Triple H, it was more than just a social media moment. It was the culmination of a journey, a testament to Jey's resilience and heart, and a reminder of what it means to truly fight for your legacy.